Hello, everyone, again. I hope you had a blessed week. We are back with another review of the race. This is Formula for Speed. I'm your host, Chad, and I'm with, once again, my lovely co-host, Babyface. Please hello, everybody.
Hello!
Guys, we are back again to review the 70th anniversary. And it's back at Silverstone again. Guys, we're excited about this race. We've been, over the past week, just to give you what we've been doing. We've been in the comments on the F1 page, different Mercedes pages, Ferrari pages. We've seen some interesting comments, guys. About Mercedes, Bottas, Hamilton, Ferrari, Babyface.
People that seem to be bored and I cannot figure out why.
Yeah, you want to speak on that just a little bit, Babyface?
Listen, I feel as though if, and you touched on this in the past video, and you bring up a good point. You said that if you're bored by what's happening right now, then you very likely don't like sports altogether, because every sport has a winning streak of either a player or a team or something. And I'm a Mercedes fan. You can accuse me of not being bored because my team is currently winning repeatedly.
Right.
But Mercedes wasn't always this successful.
No.
They have been for the past 7 years. This included, well, 6 years technically. I was a Mercedes fan when there wasn't a Mercedes team.
Yep.
I don't like Ferrari. And I've said this in the past. I was a Schumi fan, and I loved Schumi because he's from where I'm from. He's a national hero at the time. And he was, someone that I looked up to and I was really geeked about.
Yes.
But I didn't like who he raced for. So I was always conflicted when he won, but Ferrari also won. But then there were also a couple of years where Red Bull won and did very well. At the time, I was not a Red Bull fan. I became a Red Bull fan.
Correct.
Probably 3.5 years, 4 years into it. So on the tail end of their success is when I became a fan. I bring that up because even though my team didn't exist and the team I didn't like kept winning with a driver that I did like, and while the 4 years that Vettel was with Red Bull, and I didn't even really particularly like Red Bull at the time, I still watched the sport. And I still enjoyed the sport. Was I annoyed that Ferrari kept winning with Schumi? You bet I was, because I wanted Schumi to win. I didn't want Ferrari to win. But I still enjoyed the sport because I love to see fast cars on the track. And even though whoever won the championship, so the Constructors' Championship, wasn't my favorite, I still love to see the cars go. If I didn't like what was happening at the front, I'd start watching what happened in the middle or in the back. I usually found something that was really exciting and would catch my eye. Are there some races that are straightforward, where literally the first 5 take off, those are the same 5 that finish, and the midfield, nothing really particularly happens? Yeah, you have those every now and then. But not every race is like that. I will venture to say that maybe not everybody, but a lot of people that are bored and tired of watching Formula One, what they really mean is they're tired of watching Mercedes win. Mm-hmm. They're tired of Lewis Hamilton winning. They're tired of Mercedes doing a 1-2. That's what they're tired of. Because there's plenty happening in the middle that actually makes it very exciting. You're a McLaren fan. There's plenty for you happening in the middle that you can be geeked about. Yeah. And I posted this on our IG. If you guys want to check us out on Instagram, I posted this. Again, I'm a Mercedes fan. Bottas on pole. I'm happy because I feel like he should have won on the podium last week, but his tire blew. I'm happy, so you can tell me, oh, shut up. But I did post, I don't care what happens in this race. Hülkenberg is back. They pulled him out of, no man's land. He was set to commentate on the German channel on the race. Mm-hmm. He was supposed to start last week, and the car didn't start. I watched, and normally I'm not a huge follower of the practices. I watch qualifying every now and then.
It's more my thing, guys.
That's more your thing. I like to kind of go into the race blind because it makes it more exciting for me. I watched P1, 2, and 3, and my eyes were glued on that pink car that Hülkenberg was sitting in. And when I saw him qualify P3, I almost wet myself. I don't care what happens this race. Hülkenberg is back. He has proven he can drive. He's in an amazing car. He's sore. His neck is hurt because he hasn't trained in a while. Yeah. He's back. How can you not be geeked about that?
I'm gonna tell you, babyface. While I was fiddling with my phone while you were talking, I was listening. What I find interesting is this. Now you know me, babyface. Guys, you'll get to learn this about me. I like to pick apart what people say, and I'll call you on it. So when I see people say, oh, Mercedes keeps winning, well, the most Constructors' Championships of all time is Ferrari. 238.
Yeah.
Second, with only 182, is McLaren.
Yeah. You mean the points, right?
Most most wins.
Most
wins. Third is Williams, guys. 114. Fourth is Mercedes. So it goes back to my point I made before. You can't tell me you're tired of Formula One because Mercedes keeps winning when this proves Ferrari was winning a lot more.
Yeah, it's just that Mercedes is winning consecutively in the last couple of years, but they weren't always this good. And frankly, you do realize this is not going to go on forever. Hamilton is not going to be around forever. Toto Wolff is not going to be around forever. This is just what's appropriate, like how good they are right now. That's the best team right now. Guess what? What if those Ferrari fans, what if McLaren claws their way back and now McLaren starts winning 4 years in a row? What if Red Bull starts winning 5 years in a row? Are you still going to be bored?
Well, here's my thing. Just this year, you can say Mercedes was clearly a cut above the rest. Because it wasn't like that last year. Ferrari just got in trouble for their engine at the end of last season. So now they lost horsepower. In 2018, Mercedes wasn't running away with anything. Well, were they? So all this Mercedes talk, and it's so boring because they have the best car, clearly, that just started this year, guys. You can't say that for the previous years.
And it's a short season.
And it's a shorter season. It's a shorter season. But when I asked the guy in the comments, guys, I said, again, I'm looking at my McLaren boys, and I've always been a McLaren fan. 182 wins. Were you having that energy in the 88 season when we won?
Well, maybe those people weren't born in the 88 season and just don't remember how Alan Prost...
Well, let me finish. Here's what I stated to him. If you weren't born and you don't know, do your research. Right? Because in 88, I wasn't that old.
That's true. Me neither.
So what I did was I went back as a kid and I watched all the old races.
Yeah.
So you would know in 88, let's just call a spade a spade. What did McLaren have? The most powerful car in F1, voted the best F1 car ever made. It averaged 3 to 3.5 seconds faster than field. Mercedes never has made a car that much faster than the field.
No.
Ever.
No.
They lapped the field.
I remember watching something back where I think it was about Ayrton Senna, and I had to pause whatever I was watching the video and rewind it to make sure I heard it right. In like the first, 10 to 15 laps, he lapped someone twice. Not once, he lapped someone twice. I have never seen anyone lap
So guys, in the
twice.
88 season, just like Mercedes season, I like Mercedes, they still didn't have a dominant season like our 88 season.
No, that's true.
We had Alan Prost and Senna. That's cheating.
Yes.
Guys, I'll admit it. That is like cheating. That's like putting Hamilton and Schumi on the same team.
Yeah, that's wrong.
And they only, one race, I guess they do not finish in one race. They were averaging, guys, lapping people 2 and 3 times per race. Now, I guess you all would be bored of F1 then too, right? The one guy gave me credence. He said, I agree. This has been going on in F1 for forever. I said, so why do you keep watching? I said, and then, again, I always make this point, guys. Does anybody besides us, comment in the comments, do you watch the midfield? Because I like the midfield battles.
Do you just like watching racing? Or some people are just sore losers. I am actually known as a sore loser. But I love watching cars race. Watching the cars race takes more importance for me than being a sore loser. I just like to see them go.
This leads me to believe. So guys, comment in the comments. How do you feel about what we're saying? And also, this lets me know a lot of guys in the comments, men and women that I've seen, they don't like MotoGP. Because if you don't like Formula One, you definitely don't like MotoGP. Because Marquez has been dominating MotoGP for like 8 or 9 seasons in a row. He has like 3 or 4 more championships than Hamilton. It's not even close, really. So there's no way you're like
an incredibly
Repsol Honda is no. You probably can't stand MotoGP. You probably didn't like NBA in the 90s because Jordan ran away with it. In 10 years, he won 6 chips. That lets you know. The only reason why he didn't win 7 because he took a year and a half off. You don't like NFL football because of Patriots. So that lets me know. A lot of guys said you may have not competed in sports, but just enjoy the sheer dominance. You didn't like NBA at all, but in the early 2000s because Kobe was there.
Yeah.
So give the guy credit. Give Hamilton credit. I keep saying, it's the car, it's the car. Name me one champion, and I'll make this point and I'll get off of it. When Senna got beat the last year he was with McLaren, Ron Dennis couldn't get him to stay because he got beat by the then Williams, which was dominant, just to go to Williams.
Yeah.
So every champion in the past has chased a great car. So to say, guys, it's only the car, I made this comment. No one could combat it. No one had a rebuttal for me. Name me one Formula One champion that won with a crappy car that didn't want the best car.
But they all want the best.
The best car.
However, to bring it to the most recent events, the fastest car does not win championships.
Ferrari proved that in the last 5 years.
Ferrari had the fastest car on
up to this year.
The grid.
Up to this year.
Leclerc was out in the desert. That kid was so fast. I remember just like watching him go and going, oh my goodness, nobody is going to be able to catch them. Because that was race number 2 of the season. Leclerc was gone and his turbo died.
And I say this again, I said this in the comments. Please stop, and I'm a McLaren fan. I'm not a hater. Please stop saying Mercedes has been, up to this year, it's not been a clear-cut favorite for Mercedes. They've not had the fastest car. That's facts. You can go back and look. So, guys, let's get to the race. We started. Hulkenberg is back. Guys, comment in the comments. Are you excited? He should have an F1 seat.
Yes, he should. Yes, he should.
One of the guys at Mercedes actually stated that he should have a
seat. He is so good, and he just got stuck at that unnamed team.
She doesn't like Renault, guys, and I don't blame her. I get it. I tried to make a point for Renault because we were using the Renault engines, and I did. I actually wanted to see because of Danny Rick. I wanted to see him do a little better than what they were doing, and I like Esteban Ocon. I love his story. It's a good driver, man. But you know, it is what it is. So right now, Bottas is on pole. Hamilton is running second. Hulkenberg.
Say it.
Third.
P3!
I was so happy to see that guy on. Hulkenberg doesn't have the best of luck. We know that. Babyface, you know that. It just seems like last year in Germany when it was wet, I was like, he's going to get his first podium. I'm happy for him. He crashed out. I get it. So, he's not that the best luck, but I want to see him do well this race. Verstappen, running fourth.
I think Verstappen is going to be a problem in the front.
Guys, let us know who you thought was going to win this race. Most people say Mercedes, but hey, I'm going to tell you, he is going to be a problem in the front. Danny Rick running fifth. Danny Rick and the Renault running fifth. Stroll sixth. Gasly seventh. Leclerc eighth. Albon ninth. Lando 10th. Vettel 11th. Sainz 12th. Guys, I'm going to pause right there. We're going to save... I wanted to save this for another video. The Ferrari comments were worse than the hate on Hamilton comments. The Ferrari fans and default... See, correct me if I'm wrong. When I'm reading those comments, it was like 4,000 comments. I looked all day. Some of you are split down the middle. True Ferrari fans are like, hey, he had a shot, he couldn't get it done. Overrated, let him go. Some guys are like, nah, Seb's a 4-time champ. He's not done. He needs a better car. And then one gentleman said, well, what was the excuse in 2018? He had a better car. He had the best car on the grid the last 4 or 5 years in a row. He's done nothing with it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Guys, I stayed out those comments. I didn't say nothing because I felt like that was the footsie business. I'm a McLaren fan. I had an opinion, but I just didn't feel... Babyface? Babyface actually stayed out of it. She didn't even want to say anything. She's like, hey, listen, that's Ferrari issues. So, yeah, he's running 11th on a car that I think is set up for Charles Leclerc, not for him. So I think they're running the same car. The setup is just Leclerc's setup, and it's not made for him. You know, he's not running it well. One guy said it was an excuse. Okay, fair enough. Sainz running 12th, Grosjean 13th, Esteban 14th. Let's see who's next. George Russell, who I want to see. It's like Babyface's B team that she likes after Mercedes is Red Bull. Mine's is Williams. Always has been. So Russell, Kvyat 16th, K-Mag 17th, Latifi 18th, and the 2 Alfa Romeos running last. So they're struggling this year. So, guys, it's about to be lights out. Start of the race. Babyface, who did you have win?
I really wanted Bottas to win to make up for last week.
Well, he would have came in second last week.
Yes, but I still wanted him to do better than what he was projected as last week.
I'm not a Bottas hater, but I did not think he was going to win this race.
Oh, I wanted him to win, but you know what the thing is? Actually, in my head, I had...
Yellow flag? Okay, somebody
had Hamilton, Bottas, and Verstappen.
That's a good pick. That's actually a fair pick. I went out on a limb, guys. I had Hulkenberg on the podium.
I wanted him to be on there so bad.
Because that Racing Point, though they're going through their fines and they're saying they copied the car, and even my team now got in on it. Guys, I didn't think they got in on it. They got in on protest. I get it. You knock guys off the podium, you get more points, more dollars. I get it. It's a business move. So right now, lap 1, Hulkenberg's 4th. Verstappen overtook him for 3rd. Stroll is 5th. Guys, we're hard on Stroll, but Stroll's running well.
He is.
He's running well. I got it. Hey, 6 is Danny Rick. Gasly is 7th, so normal. Russell's down 2 positions to 17th. Vettel's running last. He's spun. I can't even. I don't want to talk about it. Vettel's the car. I don't believe the car's set up for him, guys.
Listen, we know the car is not set up for him.
Do you think it's an excuse why he's running so? Is that an excuse, Babyface? You think it's an excuse? Look, they're showing it now.
An excuse.
He locks up and then he takes the curb and kind of he loses it, so the back of the car gets squirrely. And they're showing it from his camera. So let's see what happens. So they're replaying it right now, guys. He starts 11th. He's running well. Hits too much. He takes too much curb. Then just loses the back of the car and spins. Looks like some damage possibly. Yeah, man. He just lost control, guys. Guys, listen. Vettel is not at one with this car this year. It's horrible.
But you know what? I will echo what Paul di Resta said. Why does he keep spinning?
Because the way the car, it's not running.
But the car was set up for him last season.
He spun twice last season.
And the season before that. You know what? I just need Vettel to either crash or bump someone. He just needs to stop spinning.
He spun in Canada last season. I think he spun twice last season, right? Or maybe 3 times. So they're making it. So some of the comments, guys, you let me know in the comments what you feel. I was like, no, they're making it seem like he spins every race, and that's just not the case.
But you know what the thing is that he's a 4-time champion.
Yeah, but they're disrespecting him.
Spin this much, though.
If the car is not to your liking, you can't control it.
But it was last season.
Fair enough. Listen, I can't argue that.
You know what? It's getting to the point where I went through a
So
phase.
it sounds like you're with the rest of the default team saying he's just...
You know what the thing is that I've realized it's like I'm going through a grieving process with Vettel.
Oh,
you know, they tell you they had like when you grieve, you have the different stages.
Yeah.
Not to take away from someone who's genuinely grieving because that is rough. I can say for myself, but I feel like I went through a point where I was really angry, and I was just like, you know what? He doesn't deserve it. Fire him, retire him, get rid of him. I was just so angry with him. I'm like, what are you doing? Now, I'm just sad. It's cringeworthy to watch. Why are you spinning? spinning. I realize the car is not set up for you. They gave Leclerc the preference because he's the future. They cut you. They're letting you go. I need him to clear his name. So I'm currently in the sad, grieving phase of my Vettel fan relationship.
And something else I got a grievance about. I get it, babyface. I feel for Vettel. I also feel for all the drivers dealing with these Pirelli tires. What is going on with the Pirelli tires in Silverstone? This happened last week. These tires are making the races interesting. Admit it.
You know what? It feels like they say they're soft, medium, and hard. They look like ultra soft, soft, and medium.
To be fair, Red Bull this race, guys, they had no problems with the tires. For some reason, the Mercedes is hitting these tires up more than any.
Yeah.
They're still running well, but they're not running well with these tires.
That's true.
And when it's hot outside like it was in Silverstone, Mercedes struggle with the tires.
That's
they
true.
still perform. Next week on the Spanish Grand Prix, it's going to be hot. So I'm interested to see what they do next week. Right now, lap 11, Verstappen's running excellent. That's when I was like, you know what? This guy can win this race. His tires aren't wearing like the two Mercedes.
No, they were not. They were actually looking really good.
Out of the three drivers up front, Hamilton's the best at preserving tires. Next is Max. To me, Bottas is, out of the three, the worst at saving tires. I'm not saying it's always his fault, but you could, okay, maybe he's on par with Max, maybe a little lower. But when I start hearing tire problems, I say, well, I think Hamilton will be all right out of the three of them if there are tire problems. But Bottas, I wouldn't like in this position with them problems with the tires. And it's not his fault. He shouldn't have to worry about that. Probably a setup with Mercedes cars. They got to change some things. Albon, he gets a little, when I've noticed with him, he's going to pass, folks. Might be a little contact here and there.
Because he's trying to be ambitious. He's trying to keep his seat. He's trying to keep his worth.
I get it. So, lap 12, Hamilton's on the radio. Now, we know Mercedes bluffs a ton. He said the tires are finished. So, Mercedes bluffs so much. Everyone knows that. You can take them to Vegas. You can play poker with them. No, you're good with them. But right now, I don't think they were bluffing. Because actually, you could tell Hamilton's like, look, I'm not playing. You can look at the blisters on the tires. Mercedes tires, I mean, they're running through these tires. So when I saw Hamilton was having issues, I said, so is Bottas. Max, guys, he's just fine. Max is fine. Hulkenberg seemed to be okay. So last year's Mercedes car is looking better on the tires as well. This new Mercedes setup is not doing too well. Norris is in. He looks like he's on the medium. This is lap 13. So I'm not sure if they're running the best. They may be having issues as well with the tires. But I didn't know. I was like, man, I don't know. So when I saw the tire issues, I said, Hulkenberg can still finish on the podium.
Yeah.
Because if it happens to Mercedes this week, I don't think they're going to get as fortunate. People were saying Hamilton got lucky. Guys, he was already running out front. I mean, you can't. When the guy's running out front, how does he get lucky? He finished the race. He got lucky. Would you not say Max got lucky for getting second? Because if the two Mercedes didn't get flats, he wouldn't finish second.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Bottas had a good pit stop. He comes and changes tires. They leave Hamilton out.
They do.
I was like, what happened last week? Why did they leave him out? They had, you know what I thought? They had confidence he can make those tires last a little longer, and they changed his strategy. I think that was the strategy the whole time. Try to get him on a one stop.
But they also said that when they pulled Bottas's tires off, there was blistering, but there was still plenty of rubber
on the gas. So they didn't think it was going.
So they felt like it was not going to blow.
Good point. On this lap, Hamilton boxes, lap 14. So they didn't want to push it too much. I think they felt they couldn't, because even though it had rubber, that tread will wear on you, you know. Let's see how fast this pit stop is. That looks fast. He's on the hard. Look at Albon trying to pass on the outside. It looks like Kimi. Man, he goes for it. Alex Albon goes for it.
He does.
I'm not mad at it. Man, that's good racing right there. Now, that's a clean pass. That's what you want to see. Some driving like that, they're going for it. And this is for, guys, stuff like this. How do you get bored? That was for 15th, but look at the driving.
Yeah.
How do you get bored of that?
And that was clean, too. They kept it neat.
They kept it neat. By the way, I'm looking, and guess who's making their way back up to the field? Vettel. You can't, guys.
And he was on the hard tires too, so I kind of watched him.
Yeah.
But I almost didn't want to watch him at the same time because I felt like I was going to jinx him.
Lap 17, Vettel was running dead last. Now he's in P12.
He's trying.
So he's passed 8 cars to get back up there.
He's trying.
And they're showing how he's passing. You gotta enjoy this kind of race. He's passing, legit passing. So hey, right now, Max, lap 17, his tires are still good.
Yeah, he was doing good.
And at this point, I think Toto Wolff's like, okay, guys, we're setting this car wrong because there's no way we should have this much issues with tires. Haas struggled with that last year when they were running through tires. The whole season, though. So I don't know what's going on with these tires in Silverstone. But it seems to be a struggle for them. It's interesting because I'm looking and Carlos Sainz is running 4th, guys. Mm-hmm. Lap 19. Where's Lando? Running 11th. Vettel's up to P10. So, guys, the guy's still a good driver. I mean, let's just be honest. With a car that's not to his liking, he still made his way back up. You gotta give him props. I know he's not doing the best, but don't disrespect Vettel, man. I'm a Vettel fan. I always have been. He's not from my favorite team, but he's one of my favorite drivers on the grid. You can't disrespect him. With not the best car, he made his way all the way back up through the field into 10th place. I'm just saying. After a spin, he goes back up into the points. So you gotta give credence to that, babyface. You know? Danny Rick falls in 9th. Hulkenberg is running 5th, babyface. Last Stroll running 6th. What are you thinking so far about Hulkenberg's run right now? Guys, let me know in the comments what you think.
Hulkenberg is doing so good, but I really, really want him to finish really, really up there.
I wonder if they didn't sign Bottas back, would they have signed Hulkenberg?
You know what? I love Bottas, but I would have not been mad at that.
Hulkenberg deserves a seat, and everybody knows it.
Yes, he does. Everyone
knows he deserves a seat. That's why when Cyril let him go, I said, I understand it, but dude, to bring now the interesting part is you're going to bring Alonso back. Now look at Vettel. He passes Norris legit. Guys, he legit passed Norris. No, actually that was Leclerc, I'm sorry. But Vettel was running 9th. Vettel was running 9th. He got past Leclerc. So, guys, all of you mad at Vettel, we gotta. Well, Leclerc had to stop, but still, we gotta kind of peel back on that. I would say because for a guy to spin with a car that's not set up for him to charge back through and get back in the top 10.
I just think the separation between Vettel, because obviously that relationship did not work out a lot at all. Which is kind of sad because Ferrari was always the goal for him. Vettel was a huge Ferrari fan. I say was in parentheses because I don't know where he stands on that. And that separation is just seems really messy and cringeworthy. And this year just needs to be over to just close that.
What makes me concerned about people's opinion about Vettel is that's like saying every other driver on the grid sucks because he couldn't beat Hamilton. Did every other driver on the grid suck because they couldn't beat Schumi? No. If he couldn't beat the best there, okay, well, don't fault him. You know?
I mean, but at the same token, in all honesty, the fact that Ferrari didn't win championships, could you blame it on some of Vettel's mistakes? Yes. Could you also, in my opinion, equally blame it on Ferrari's lack of good strategy and maybe a couple of bad pit stops here and there? Yes, I feel like both of them are equally to blame as to why they haven't at least put one championship under their belt.
Vettel didn't get to 2014, right? So between Schumi leaving and 14, there was one championship by Kimi, right? Guys, if you're going to blame Vettel for everything, what happened in that gap of time? Right?
Hey.
Ferrari has had the fastest car on the grid for years.
I agree, but while Vettel was there, he did make a couple of mistakes that threw away the championship.
Okay, 18. Okay, all right. But he got damaged in 18 on his wing, and they blame him for the spin, but nobody knows he got damaged.
But at the same token, there were also a couple of times where the strategy was just backwards, and it wasn't good because you and I have looked at it and just gone, what are they doing? Yeah. It's just them two, Vettel and Ferrari, didn't work out. We all wanted that to work out, and it just didn't. And I wish it just... I almost want to fast forward so that relationship can actually sever and we can all move on.
Yeah. Yep. That's facts. I agree. I know him and Hamilton are pretty good friends. Because I know Hamilton spoke on saying that he deserves a seat. One comment I saw was interesting. The guy said Hamilton gonna learn a thing or two about congratulating drivers. I was like, I didn't get that comment. I said, when Max wins, he congratulates him. When he got into it with Albon last year, he apologized. So when guys win, it's not him. He does congratulate. I didn't get that comment. I was like,
neither did I, but I stayed in my lane.
I was like, that's just hate. That's hate. Guys, he raced for McLaren, so I got love for Hamilton. But I don't care what driver it is. When I see a comment that's just not true, I have to say something. Like, it took everything in me not to jump in there. I see why Ferrari fans are frustrated. Right? They're spoiled. They're used to winning.
Are you going to call Mercedes fan? Are you going to call me spoiled?
When you start getting salty when y'all don't win again, yes.
Listen.
When McLaren starts winning, I'm like, don't show me those salt.
So one comment I will back 100%.
Verstappen's now the leader.
Listen, Verstappen is doing good. The one comment I can jump 100%
Lap 27, guys.
behind of
Right.
that I couldn't love more because it expressed what I had already told you. Binotto out, arriva bene in. I'm not a Ferrari fan.
Guys, let me know what you think about Binotto.
I liked Arriva Bene better than I liked Binotto.
They got better results.
They did.
You didn't see this kind of turmoil. I guess Ferrari couldn't bring back the 19 cars. They got in trouble for it. Which helps Babyface claim that she never liked Ferrari because they seem to always do something shady. In the history of Formula One, she swears her father told her Ferrari is always up to some shady stuff.
Yeah.
Some shisty type stuff. Something's always going on with their engine, or they always have extra power. I remember that it was a 2002 or 3 when they brought out their new car. The whole paddock came to look at that Ferrari car. The whole paddock. They were like, we just want to see the car. That car was so fast. I was a fan of that. I said, I don't even like Ferrari like that, but that car is beast. That car is beast. So right now, guys, lap 27, Verstappen's in the lead. There was a time penalty given to, was it Kimi? I think Raikkonen, yep. Fastest lap is Charles Leclerc. So Leclerc is running 6th, even though that Ferrari's not strong. And Vettel's talking, Vettel said the team messed up. I think that's where a lot of fans got mad as well. He said the team, he knows, you guys know you messed up. And a lot of Ferrari fans are saying, how did they mess up? You spun. I'm staying out of that. Guys, let me know in the comments. Ferrari fans, what do you think? Vettel right now is running 13th. He's on the hard, so he dropped some, Verstappen still running 1st. Hulkenberg still running 4th. The mid-pack stuff is exciting, guys. Lando's running 8th. Sainz is running 12th. Lando's having a phenomenal year, babyface.
Yes, he is.
The mid-pack. So how do you guys get bored of this? Look at the mid-pack.
And Verstappen said he was not driving like a grandma. He was catching up to that.
They told him to drive like a grandma. And I don't blame him for that.
They told him to slow down. And when I heard that he refused to slow down,
I don't blame him.
But half of me was like, ooh, Max, maybe they know something about the tires and the setup that they're like, slow down because we're doing the long race. This is not the immediate gratification.
Verstappen said, forget the tire management.
Yeah, he was like, I'm going.
Fully I'm ascended. You know why he did that? Because he basically is saying, listen, my tires aren't wearing like the Mercedes. You guys are wearing as if our tires are wearing like theirs, and they're just not. Notice, in his head, he's probably like, they already stopped for pit stops. How many laps before I did? No. I'm not doing that. Look at Bottas and Hamilton's tires. Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Was gone.
And I don't blame him. Mm-hmm. If I'm Red Bull, your car's not running with these tires well? Fine. Again, guys, I was excited for this race because I'm like, this is the first year Mercedes clearly has the better car out of all of them. That's because Ferrari didn't show up, they got in trouble. That's it. If Ferrari was able to run the same engine and the same specs, they would have had the fastest car on the grid yet again. Mm-hmm. Like they've had for the last 20 years. Mm-hmm. So Verstappen's finally in the pits on lap 32. Bottas back in the pits. Hamilton's still out there.
He is. And at this point, I really want Max to win, because starting out, you could tell he was in a very different strategy. And I felt bad for the strategist last week that tried to call it safe and pit Verstappen.
Right.
And had he stayed out when Lewis's tire blew, he could have won that race. So I feel like the strategy team at Red Bull really needed to make that up. So I was just like, okay, I really would like to see Max win. Again, not for his sake, but for the strategy team's sake.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at the battle between Albon and Esteban Ocon. Another good battle. Guys, I'm enjoying the mid-pack stuff. Norris is running 9th. Albon is up to 7th. He's running a great race. He's making his way up through the pack. Verstappen is just running he's running fastest lap 37 to 52. So when I at this point I said he could win this race.
Yeah. Especially with the gap that he built. Definitely.
Yeah.
You know what I was surprised with?
Who?
I thought there was going to be at least one safety car yet. And it hasn't happened.
Did
I was like, in my head, I was like...
There's always a safety car at Silverstone.
I swore there was going to be a safety car at least halfway through. And we're now more than halfway through and a safety car has not
That's happened. A very good point. Very good observation. Guys, did you think there was going to be a safety car at this point? Let us know. Did you all think did you think the Pirelli tires were going to be crap again? Maybe people only thought they were going to be just garbage for only Mercedes because they're not running these tires well. And neither is McLaren. They're not running them the best either. They're doing okay, but, Red Bull's figured it out. They figured it out because Max is running top notch.
I'm surprised you didn't address the fact that McLaren had a not so shining pit stop. But I think something is actually wrong with one of their guns.
I wasn't going to bring that up. Okay, guys, I wasn't going to bring that up. She always had to... See how she does? She does in our less favorable moments. I wasn't going to embarrass my team like that. If that was any other team, I'd have called it out. Not my team, though. Sorry. I'm partial. Yep, guys, let me know in the comments if you think that's not fair, and that's okay if you don't. I'm partial. I wasn't going to call that bad pit stop out by McLaren, but thank you, babyface.
You're most welcome.
Bringing that to the light.
Keeping you honest.
Thank you.
Anytime I can.
Well, guys, Hamilton just went in. He's running 4th right now. When I saw that, I said, okay, he's on fresher tires. Leclerc is in 3rd. So that's where the theory comes in from some of the Ferrari fans, especially the Vettel fans that are Ferrari fans, that he has a better car. Hamilton almost didn't slow down in time coming in the pit lane, but I digress. That's where they get that from, that Leclerc has the better car.
Let's face it, I would be pretty confident in saying they both have the same car. It's just tuned to Leclerc's driving style.
That's what happened with Danny Rick. I saw in the comments, the guy was hilarious. One of the best comments I've seen. When Danny Rick announced he was not coming back, he said he had like a 20-figure number of how many times he didn't finish after. And that's truth. Hey, when the team knows you're not coming back, you think they care? No.
For those true Vettel fans out there, you should not be surprised that the team is not catering to Vettel anymore.
Right. Now, Hamilton's running the fastest lap time because he got the hard tires later. He just passed Leclerc with that was just a good pass, too. Good driving by both of them. Passed Leclerc, and he's running 3rd. Now, I knew he could catch Bottas because Bottas is not doing well with these tires. He got his tires much earlier. And a lot of people say, well, see, Hamilton's getting a better strategy. You heard on radio from Mercedes, you guys can just race, keep it safe.
Yeah. But Mercedes is known for letting their guys race.
All you Ferrari fans hating, you guys are the ones that pull guys back and then, oh, well, he's running faster. Ferrari fans can't say anything. Because what we saw last year, what they did to Leclerc, was foul. So they can't say anything.
It was.
Bottas tires look horrible. Those back tires, guys, look terrible. Mercedes got to figure out a way to run these tires better in the heat. Because these things, if these guys didn't have tire issues, it would be a Mercedes 1 and 2.
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Tire issues stopped that.
So I'm sorry. How is this race boring?
I rest my case. I'm not saying anything to anybody that says that anymore. Max is winning. So stop saying Mercedes is boring because Mercedes keeps winning. They're winning. If Max wins this race, he's in second place in the Drivers' Championship. There's no Mercedes 1-2 right now. If he wins this race and Hamilton finished second, which he looks like he's passing, he's going to do, it's now 30 points between him and Verstappen. Guys, I'm just saying, we got to put it in perspective now, man. I mean, if you're not enjoying this stuff, man, you just don't watch Formula One. It's not for you. It's not. Watch Price is Right or something more. That's probably more your flow. Wheel of Fortune, whatever, one of those reality shows. Cause you don't want to watch sports because every sport has a dominant era or something. So let's just. I mean, I'm gonna start telling people just go. Listen, man, there's reruns of old Wheel of Fortune. Reruns. You can watch them all day long. Jeopardy. Go guess the word. You can play that game. Watch that game. But if you don't like Formula One because you're complaining about it's boring, you're not watching. You're not watching the sport. Even when Ferrari was dominating, there were still some midfield guys. Kimi was running well for McLaren back then. Mika Hakkinen. How do you not enjoy that? Like, what are you guys watching? Alonso was running well. I don't know. For Renault at the time. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm not saying anything else about it. Next week I'll say something else about it. I will. Now, Max is joking. Final lap. Did you hydrate during, and sanitize your hands?
Hydrate
and sanitize. Actually, that's some good advice. So, lap 52, Max won, guys.
Max
Who won? What team?
Red Bull.
Not Mercedes, huh? So, I guess that rhetoric can stop. Hamilton running second, Bottas third. Leclerc is running fourth. Ferrari fans, how do you feel? Vettel's running 12th. He accused the team that they messed up, and that sparked a lot of controversy when he said that over the radio. Lando's running 9th. Carlos Sainz is running 13th. Lando's in the points again. I love it. So, Babyface, what'd you think about the race? Hulkenberg, where is he at? 7th. Solid. He finishes behind Stroll. Solid, though.
Listen, I'm not starting a conspiracy theory. I am not particularly happy about the fact that he had, I believe he went on the radio and said he felt some vibration.
He did.
And therefore needed another pit stop, and then they put him on the soft, and that is how he finished behind Stroll.
That's true.
I'm not starting anything, I'm just saying I'm salty about the fact.
Were those the only tires he had the option of using? Because you watched P1 through 3 in qualifying.
Listen. I don't want to start a whole debate over this. I am just saying I am salty at the fact that Hülkenberg didn't win. Or I'm sorry, not didn't win, but didn't place in the top 5 because I really wanted him to be up there.
Yeah. Guys, I'm gonna tell you, he ran a strong race, and you're right. That could be a point. Ferrari fans, talk to me. Do you think they messed up like Vettel stated? Or is this Vettel's fault? Babyface, I'm not speaking on it. I want to hear what the defaults you have to say about this one. I'm a Vettel fan. I say both parties have a part to blame in the not winning a championship since he was there. I'm not blaming him for the last 10 years. Ferrari has to talk to that. So, you guys, Ferrari, and I'll say this with confidence, you've had the fastest car on the grid for the last, I don't know how many years, up to this year. I don't want to hear anything else about it. So yeah, guys, Ferrari fans, let me know. Let me know what you think. What's the deal? Tell me. By the way, Hamilton got fastest lap. So he got an extra point. So let me know what you think, guys. What do you have to say? Because I don't see anybody in the comments complaining about that. Ferrari having the fastest car since 2000 up to 2019. You can't take anything away from Mercedes because they were beating cars. They were beating a team that had faster cars than them last year. So, and they're going to say, well, they weren't good in the corners. Oh, it's always going to be something. Whatever. The point is they didn't have the fastest car last year. So now, Mercedes fans, I'm going to give you one. You can tell people that's hating. We're not going to use Pirelli tires. Should be. Max is beating us. He beat us one race. Came in second in the race before that. So guys, I mean, let me know what you think. Babyface, how do you feel?
I want Hülkenberg to come back.
Me too. I think everybody does.
I want him to come back. I mean, I realize...
Throw him and Vettel on Racing Point.
I realize Perez is probably itching to come back, but...
I think he's back for the Spanish Grand Prix.
I'm sure he is.
I think he's back this week.
But listen, this is not taking anything away from Checo because he can...
Race day he shows
win.
up. Yeah, race day he shows up.
He really does know. He's a good driver. I wouldn't be mad if they kept Hülkenberg because I personally just, I have to stick by Hülkenberg. He's my peoples.
I like Hülkenberg. He deserves a seat, man. Him and Vettel to me deserve a seat. I don't care what nobody says. Vettel deserves a seat. Vettel deserves a seat. You're judging him off of a spoiled relationship with Ferrari. And Ferrari fans, you may be mad at me when I say this, but I don't really care. Since Schumi left, you've produced one championship. One championship. Is that all Vettel's fault too? You guys have had the fastest car on the grid since, I'll say, 2000. That's 19 years in a row you've had the fastest car, but yet the championships don't reflect that. So I guess the hating on Mercedes needs to stop. Because if I'm a Ferrari fan, I don't have anything to say. If my McLaren boys had the fastest car on the grid and they weren't winning that much, you think I'm up here talking crazy? Oh man, Mercedes this. What's wrong with us? We got the fastest car on the grid. Oh, when we had the fastest car on the grid, McLaren boys took care of business. Can't say the same for Ferrari. Well, I'll take that back because when Schumi was there, they handled business. After Schumi, Kimi tried. He got one. Alonso, Schumi, and Vettel. And y'all come up with one championship, so is that all Vettel's fault? No. No. So guys, let us know. Ferrari fans, don't hate. Because it don't make no sense why you guys have not won the last 10 championships. Makes no sense. Especially in 2018. You guys had that in the bag. That makes no sense why you didn't win in 2018. So all the people saying, Mercedes, it was boring. You can't say it was boring because Mercedes won with a slower car. So how was that boring? I rest my case. These people are asleep during the races. That's what I think. They're asleep. They just wake up and look at the results. They don't watch the races. They sleep. They, oh, Mercedes won. So it must have been whack. That's what I'm thinking because you're not watching these races. So yeah, guys. I mean, I want all the smoke in the comments. Let me know. She'll tell you. I love it. I love a good debate because I make points, some valid points, and there's a couple people that rebuttal with some valid stuff, but most part people get in their feelings. Like the one guy told me, I've been doing this for 40 years and I've forgotten more than you've known. You've been doing it for 40 years, and I was like, but it seems like I shouldn't have to explain this to you. So either you're lying or you've been asleep during the races when you were working them. Or you're eating a corn dog or something. You weren't paying attention. That's what I was thinking, babyface. So yeah, guys, I mean, it was confusing to me. I said, oh, man, guys just really insulting like, hey, God, this is whack and this is stupid and it's boring. I read off at the beginning how many wins Ferrari has. You must never liked you never liked Formula One. So what do you think, babyface? Guys, let me know in the comments. If you're Ferrari fans, hey, you can't argue that. You know you've had the fastest car on the grid since 2000. You can't argue it. Alonso won with the Renault, but to me, Ferrari was still the fastest car. So you guys let me know what you think. What do you think, babyface?
I agree.
Hey guys, appreciate you watching. Let us know in the comments. Spam us. Tag us. What do you think? Our Instagram account, Formula for Speed. You see me out there, comment. Let me know. Say hello. Tell me what you think. Like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate you for watching. This is Formula for Speed. We're out. Babyface, please say goodbye to the people.
Bye.
She's happy because Mercedes won. Well, Mercedes did well.
Yeah, but Max won. That's my B team. I'm happy with Max winning.
My B team is still Tryon Williams. We're going to get there, though. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. But guys, have a blessed one. We appreciate you watching.